There's different ways of playing the YouTube game. The YouTube algorithm has kind of changed. It's a lot less about subscribers, and it's also a lot less about...
So talk to me a little bit about the journey though, like the mindset.
I can't tell you how much money you're going to make or how many subscribers you'll have, but I can tell you it's just 100% going to change your life. There is no difference between what I'm doing now and what I was doing 5 years ago. It's all the same thing. Learn stuff, make the video. Learn stuff, make the video. Learn stuff, make the video, and repeat.
So for people wanting to get started on YouTube, you've now trained thousands. What do you continually see YouTubers get wrong in the beginning that might be stunting their growth?
Talk to me once you get to 52 videos, and then we can talk about why your channel's not growing. The thing that I normally recommend is there's different ways of playing the YouTube game. Part of it depends on what you actually want. The thing that I normally recommend is make one video every week and do that for 2 years, and I guarantee it will change your life in some way. But you have to do one video a week, and you have to do it for 2 years. I can't tell you how much money you're going to make or how many subscribers you'll have, but I can tell you it's just 100% going to change your life. Everyone I know who's made one video a week for at least 2 years has said it's changed their life. Some of them are still working day jobs. Most of them are still working day jobs, in fairness. But they've gained skills, they've met people, they've developed confidence. Like, a lot of good things happen when you put yourself out there on the internet consistently over the long term. So yeah, it's hard to give specific advice on this because especially now, we're recording this at the end of 2023, the YouTube algorithm has kind of changed. It's a lot less about subscribers, and it's also a lot less about consistency. The point of consistency, back in the day, it was like, Casey Neistat is consistent. Every day he's producing a vlog, and every day his audience is rocking up at 5 in the morning or whatever it is to watch his vlog. That's not really a normal pattern of behavior on YouTube anymore. People will go on their home screen and click on a video that appeals to them and will watch that video. So you could have a YouTube channel that just makes one video every 6 months, and that video is a total banger. And that channel would get millions of subscribers. I have a friend called James Janney who makes videos about fake gurus and crypto and stuff and like Netflix documentary level videos. He's made 16 videos and he's got 2 million subscribers.
Wow.
That is a very difficult strategy to employ because every video you make has to be a banger, and it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
So generally what I recommend is, one video a week, do it for 2 years at least. You'll get better each time, and eventually one of those videos may well go viral.
So talk to me a little bit about the journey though, like the mindset. Well, 2017, here you are making a video every week, you make $3. And I heard you were negative, you invested money in all of your gear and stuff. And you didn't really start making money until the second year, even third year. Talk to us about the actual, if you can remember the years 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and how they've actually progressively grown.
Yeah, I remember this very, very vividly because I was thinking about this a lot. My approach to YouTube was always, this is not a hobby, this is a business. And I think that's an unusual way of approaching YouTube. And I think I had the unfair advantage in that I already had a successful business.
So for people wanting to get started on YouTube, from you've now trained thousands of, I'm assuming
3,000-ish.
I've gone through your stuff, right? What do you continually see YouTubers get wrong in the beginning that might be stunting their growth?
Oh, okay. A bunch of things. Number one, they take too long to get started. They overthink the shit out of their first video. No one gives a shit about your first video. It's not going to go viral. It's going to be awful. That's okay. The mantra that I had in my mind when I started was my first 100 videos are going to be awful. And that's okay. Let's just get through the first 100. Use those as almost a training ground to learn how to actually make good videos. And then I'll worry about video 101 when the time comes. Conveniently, video number 91 went viral. People just overthink way too much in the early stages. Problem number two is people quit way too early. They don't see results. You tell them, it took me 52 videos to get 1,000 subscribers, and they're like, oh my God, 52 videos, wow, that's a lot. I was like, the average YouTube channel with 1,000 subscribers has 150 videos. My channel grew 3 times faster than average, and it still took me 52 videos to get the first 1,000 subscribers. That's a lot of videos. And then people are like, oh, life gets in the way, and time, and kids, and energy, and all of that kind of stuff, the job. It's like, I get it. We all have shit that, very few people succeed on YouTube by being full-time YouTubers from day one. Yeah. We all had to do it while juggling lots of other things along the way. And I don't judge other people's circumstances. People's circumstances are their own. But, where there's a will, there's a way. If someone had a gun to your kids' heads and said, you have to make a video every week, otherwise I'm going to blow the brains out, you'd find a way to make that video every single week. If the motivation is sufficiently strong, then we can find a way to make it happen. My motivation was, A, this is fun and I'm making free money, but B, if I continue making this amount of money, it means I have the option of leaving medicine, or it means I have the option of going part-time in medicine. Because I knew 0 doctors who enjoyed full-time medicine, but half the doctors I knew would have enjoyed it more if they were part-time. The other half would have wanted to quit. And so I kind of knew that, like, okay, part-time medicine is the way to go. I want to work 3 days a week as a doctor because that seems fun. That seems to be like the highest kind of ROI on my happiness and, like, you know, all that jazz. But that means I need to make money on the side. So the negative outcome of being shackled to a job that I didn't enjoy was also a thing that was driving me at the start. But people just quit way too early. They don't do it for nearly long enough to see the results. And then the third thing that screws people up is, provided they've gotten started and provided they've managed to stay consistent with it, they struggle to turn it into a business, i.e. they struggle to stand out in their niche and they struggle to monetize. So they struggle to stand out because they are trying to copy what someone else is doing, which is very hard to do. Like, it's very hard to now be a productivity YouTuber because there's me and a bunch of other people doing it. Actually, it's not anymore because a lot of the other people have left the market. Like, I'm one of the very few people who's still continuing to plug away making productivity videos. So someone could come in and start making videos about productivity, and a few people have. But you have to offer something different. You have to stand out in some kind of way. People don't think about how they can stand out. People don't do a competitor analysis. Like, if you were opening an Italian restaurant down the road, you wouldn't just open an Italian restaurant because you like Italian food. Because A, the skills of being a restaurateur are very different to the skills of being a good chef. B, you would look at what else is in the area. You would see, what other Italian restaurants are there in the local area? Okay, what other restaurants are there? What's the footfall in this street in Sydney that I've been thinking of opening my Italian restaurant in? Is that legit? Let me run some numbers. Like, would this make sense? What can I do to stand out compared to the other restaurants in the area? Could I use any kind of marketing strategies to get people to come to my restaurant? You'd be thinking about all those things, but people don't think about that for a YouTube channel. Or they think about it way too early. So it's sort of like 3 levels. Level 1, get going. Level 2, get good. Level 3, get smart. And at each different point in that journey, I see people just completely screwing it up, either by not getting started early enough, or by not staying consistent to the point that they're actually good, or by not thinking like a business once they've gotten to the point where the content needs to stand out. Because YouTube is really, really hard to do. It is not what I would recommend if someone wants to make 10K a month. You know, that's for a lot of people, that's a goal. If people are like, I want to start a YouTube channel to make 10K a month, I'm like, do not start a YouTube channel to get to 10K a month, because there are far more efficient ways to do it. Start a service-based business, charge 5K a month for a client, sell to businesses, they have money. Please, for the love of God, do not start a YouTube channel if the goal is to make 10K a month. But if you like the idea of making YouTube videos, if you like the idea of putting yourself on camera and sharing a message with the world in some kind of way, and you like the idea of maybe making money from it someday, now let's talk.
I've heard you say one of the most important things, I think I heard you say somewhere else even, about thumbnails. I know MrBeast, well, I don't know. I've heard MrBeast spends $100,000 designing his thumbnail. And only then, once he's got it good, he then creates a video. A thumbnail's real. Obviously, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to say, oh, of course not. MrBeast, #1 YouTuber in the world. How important really are thumbnails? Or like what? Like,
Yeah.
How does he put $100,000 in a thumbnail? What do you need to do?
Yeah. So thumbnails are a tricky one. So what MrBeast actually says is, like, the content is fundamentally the thing that matters, but once you've got a really good video, you want to give it really good packaging. And there's this sort of weird, like, yes, titles and thumbnails are very important. A lot of it depends on the niche. So, for example, Chris Williamson's thumbnails are not that special, right? Like, it's the face of the person, blue border, text. Diary of a CEO, their thumbnails are not that special. They do a shit ton of A/B testing on, like, they test like 100 thumbnails per episode on, like, specifically what's the text that's going to be in the thumbnail and how does that vibe with what's going to be in the title. If you're trying to grow a podcast channel, the thumbnails don't need to be that wacky because people have an expectation of what a podcast is. If you're doing an educational YouTube channel or YouTube videos like your solo podcast episodes, again, the thumbnail is important, but you could pick a house style like you have for your podcast thumbnails and just stick to that, and it would be totally fine. Like, my thumbnails are not that fancy. They're just like me smiling at the camera with some icons around me. Like, that is the thing. I think for educational channels, the title, like the concept and the title is, like, really, really, really important, because the concept and the title determines how the concept and the title determines the view potential of that video.
How do you come up with your ideas? Like, how many videos have you made now?
Like 700 and something.
So do you have a process on extracting ideas from your brain?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a very elaborate process. So, okay, so first thing to say is that for me, my YouTube channel is a bit different from yours, because for me, the YouTube channel is an end in itself. It's not a means to an end.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to say that in a sort of a negative way, but, like, a question for you: if you had all the money in the world, would you still make YouTube videos?